Hello, this is Divine Sunshine. While I'm putting up my cards from my last reading that I just had here, I want to come back on very quickly while it's fresh on me. They saying they about to me. My guy said you forgot to tell them two things I want to bring to your attentions. It came up on the Divine Masters reading, and it came up on this individual reading. That right now the universe and the Divine Masculine are being pushed, not the and the Divine Feminine, but more so them on the outside, because we're the ones that's actually doing the work. But the Divine Feminines are now being pushed, the Divine Masculine, excuse me, are now being pushed to see their ideology or their ideal of a feminine differently. Now, they could be divine feminines or they could be feminines in general. So they're getting pushed to now look at them in a more respectful way, more so of what their template of a model of a or a perfect woman would actually be. And they're learning this from the experiences that they've had with either the karmic situation or the third party energies. This is great. It's kind of, they telling me that it got kicked off by the Me Too movement. That helped to bring that to light. And from that point on, especially this being a divine feminine year as well, the energies are also supporting that idea as well. Understanding that we have to start looking at how we are respecting and utilizing our feminine energies, whether it's in the world, within ourselves, which means how we actually are respecting the divine feminine as well. So from this new moon energies that was brought in, the newness went across the board. And so that means a lot of us will be shifting, especially in the area of our divine feminine energies as well. And so we'll start finding ways that I see the highway poise card, which is to put the divine feminine up on a pedestal. That means something that should be idolized and not put down. A lot of times, even with us divine feminines, we like, oh, I don't want to be called there's no damsel in distress. That's really so beneath me. That's really bad. But you know, it's okay. Sometimes you just don't have answers to something, and you might need support, and you might need for somebody else to come along and to actually help you. And that's okay. A lot of times our parents or our mothers have really instilled in that you don't need no man, you don't need nobody to help you, you can do it on your own. And that helps to create that separatism or that separation ideology that's not really good, that we need to be able to apply even in times of now, although we're being isolated. But we have to find ways that we can be able to still connect in that sacral. And so sometimes in that sacral energy, which is connections to others, that causes the breakdown, because again, going back to childhood wounds, what was said, what things, our ideologies was passed on from our parents that moved on to us as well. And so that causes an issue for us to really truly express our divine feminine energies in the way that the divine or the source or the powers that be had really actually planned for us to do. And so that's something that I kept on saying, oh, I'm doing it on this one. I did on extended read. It came back on again. And then also when I did this individual reading, I say, okay, wait a second. This is a common theme. So just understanding that a lot of these divine masculines in these situations, these third party situations, in which there are dojo situations, which the dojo situations are karmic situations, which you get the lesson, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to help transform you into you going on a true path that you must go. And so you learn that and start moving from that karma energy where they just slapping you all around to now it's time for you to learn your lesson. Now it becomes a teachable moment, as they say in teaching, and so you can be able to go on from there and now go on to your true path. That's where you want it to kind of, the wheels to kind of like turn from that karmic situation into now it's a dojo situation, into actually you come full circle, the lesson is learned, and so now I can go on into the path. So now through them going through this cycle and ending the cycles, and like I said before, I believe in a couple of them, these cycles is not going to end until May, around May. So look for them to kind of still kind of go on and cycle on through this system until they get in. Right now, they're really at the awakening. These Aries, again, energies that's been brought in is really helping to awaken everybody's eyes. That's even the karmics included, which is now it's the truth. And not even just for the karmics, for even divine feminines or anybody, period, just across the board. Regular Joes, as I call it, as well. Regular crispy or not crispy, like in using Popeyes that way. So my thing is now we're getting to understanding that the importance of this truth and this new energies that's being ushered in by the Aries, which is also having them starting to be empowered to have some type of movement, which is brought on some truth. Because again, like I said, for these karmic cycles, which they did start at the beginning of the year, and now we're moving in. I told you the first 3 years, first 3 months, excuse me, is very important that you set the intentions as to what you're doing. That was brought to me also this morning too, how important it is for intentions. Intentions is very important as far as setting the pace and the pattern and the rhythm for this year. You should have gotten that in place. If not, you still not. March is still in place now, and like I said, you get that extra push and boost from the new moon. It's like, okay, you might have been thinking and toying around. Like I'm toying around with the idea that I got to start something new, and the universe is now saying enough on the toying. We're going to come along, like I said in my analogy that I used about the dog on the leash, and we do have free will here, but the universe is now kind of in the way to saying, okay, I could have this card and it's kind of doing its own thing, but eventually I was like, I want you to go this way, so I'm going to keep on kind of playing and toying with you until eventually I have you join with the rest of the pack. That same thing like using the dog analogy, like, you know, you have those leashes that let them go on an extended leash where they can go wherever they want to, and the dog just a playing. It's like, woo, yeah, and it's out there in the wind, and the tail just a wagging, and then they can get to some point at the end of the leash and say, shoot, and you see that, you have that retractable leash. That's what it's on. That's what it's called, retractable leash, and you can say, and it's, oh my God, man, I thought I was just this close to getting that bird. I was just this close. And so, again, that's just how we are on this journey. This is a teachable planet. This is a planet of lessons. And that we seems like we have free will, but we only have free will so far, and it's limited. We give this an impression because, again, the universe is so loving. It will even change its course of lessons to help meet you to wherever you have extended to go to. But then eventually it's going to hit that retractable leash and say, okay, now you got to come back and get back online to where we are. Because we could use where you are. Although you went left, we want you to go right. But we can still give you the lessons over here. It just might be a little more harder in doing that. And so the truth has now been put out there. Now, going back to that before I forget my train of thought, and I want to end on in a few. My thing is the understanding now with these karmic situations that have came, and I told you the truth is hitting, it's starting, it's coming down, it's filtrating, it's showing me a system where it's starting and it's coming down the pipeline. Okay. I don't know what that game is, like a ball that started. You see him bouncing around, pump, till it comes to the end. Some of you all say, I ain't seen it yet. Oh, but it's on its way. So let me tell you about the embrace. Now, the divine masculine, some of them, not all of them, are going to kind of deny it, try to divert it for several reasons. Some of them is because it's like, I'm just not ready to move where I am. I want to stay in my comfort zone. So, of course, they're going to deny the connection. Some of them are doing it because they want to be able to save you. Oh, let me get rid of some of this here. Sorry. Cancel. Go to my page. Yeah. Some of these want to do this because they're trying to save you. Oh, they finally let it go through. I don't think I want this one. Oh, Jesus. Okay, can I edit that one? I don't want to delete the series. I just want to edit that one. One view. God dog it. I went on that so many times. Okay, hold on. This one. Delete. Okay. Just got one right and just give me 1 second. I got a little happy. I did too many of them. Okay, I got one person viewing one, and that's the one I'm gonna stay with. They're getting to the point, and I know they say you should stuck with me anyway, but I had to do that. That they're doing that to protect you, so that it gets the karmic or the third party energies off the trail. Okay. So they got several plethora ones. Those are the main two that's been brought to me about that. I'm not ready. I want to stay where I'm at, and well, third one, some of them say I'm trying to just stick it to them. Because just like they did with me, some of them say they got their own people. And so, it's like, well, you ain't coming clean. I ain't coming clean. I know you got somebody on the side as well, saying to the karmic or to the third party energies. Whatever the reason is, they're deflecting and they're not still coming clean at this moment. I want to say to the divine masculines that are in these things, again, and for whatever the reason, maybe you're not ready, you ain't got yourself together, because I picked up some of you all saying because of the kids that's in the situation, and you really want to get things together financially, talk to somebody to kind of get the lawyer together to see how you could be able to do that, or you staying in there because of the kids and you don't want to move. That's another thing. That's the fourth reason, because the kids involved. You don't want to move because of that, because you don't want to mess up their happy home. I've talked about that. I've told you kids are resilient. I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm a child that has been in a relationship of seeing both their parents not get along and stayed in there, and how much of emotional damage that it was to stay in a relationship when you knew that both your parents should have cut it a long time ago, but they still kept on doing it because they kept on using you as an excuse that we here for you, and you was like, I really tell you honest truth, you ain't here for me no more, because when y'all arguing back and forth, ain't no way, Jose, I'm in this picture at all. Y'all should let this go if you knew how much damage that you're doing in the process. So my thing is, get that off the table. That's not an excuse. I told you the formula, and I told you on my drive how you can be able to do that. And I'm going to reiterate it again in case there is some DMs that this come across. Again, you can, consistency and love. As long as you say you coming to pick up your child on Saturdays, and you make sure you go forth with that plan, and every Saturday you there, and then if there's a time that you can't do it, you really explain and you make up for that. That's all the kid cares about. Has my love changed by you all divorcing each other? Is there anything that's changed? Are we still gonna have this connection? Are you still gonna talk to me? Are you still that way? If your thing is saying yes, I'm gonna make my darnest too. I'm gonna make sure that I am. However, I would rather show you that being the man I am, going after the love that I want to, which is myself first, because I know already it's been brought to me, these divine masculines, when they do get to the end of the tunnel, or they start seeing the light, they got to take some time out to kind of take some introspection and recalibrate and heal themselves. I got that. I understand that. Understanding from the perspective of the karmic or the third party energies that's involved. Divine masculine, even though you have said that to the divine, take two. Divine masculine, even though you have said that to the karmic, I'm going to let you know right now that I feel, and they've sent to me energetically, they like bullshit. They don't believe it. and they still know that it's something going on behind the scenes. Now, some of them might act like they are oblivious to it, like they really have bought everything hook, line, and sinker, what you said. But I'm going to tell you, like I said before on the karmic reading about that, it's strange in my house. Once that seed has been planted, and it has been planted, trust and believe it has been, because we know that even as divine feminines in the situation where you were doing things to go with the karmic situation. So this is almost just kind of like full circle, and I ain't saying this is karma coming to bite you back in your behind. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying from a person that sees another person going into another energy, that we all have been there, and we know that from one woman to another, whether she's divine or she's not. The thing is, the seed has been planted, and the seed of doubt is there, and it's germinating, and I can see it. And it's germinating, and it's going to grow, and it's going to go beyond that ground, and it's going to go beyond that ground, and it's going to actually give fruit, and it's going to actually also be able to blossom into something. Now, what it's going to blossom into could be a Venus flytrap, or it could be actually into an actual rose. And she's saying, I see, like I said, a rose, just a rose. So you can, but baby girl, you're still a flower. It can leave you and deceive you, hurt you and some leave you. Baby girl, you're still a flower. So again, because a rose is still a rose, is Auntie Riri says, and Lauren Hill said, it doesn't matter regardless. Out of that, we pray that everybody out of this situation does come out a rose. Now, I smell like rose because you're going to get a little dirtier with this, but it's going to be better, better spiritual growth than what you came into the situation. And that is pretty much the objective or the intentions for this situation, is that everybody either comes in it and leaves out of it better than the way they came in. Okay, that is the main objective. Some of them, are they gonna get it? I'm scratching my, and guys say some of them aren't gonna get it. No, but I bet you out of the odds, out of them three, one out of the three, somebody is gonna come out there and say, I'm a much better person than the way I came in. I can guarantee that. One out of three, that's the odds. One of them out of the three thing is going to come out better than it is. You can up it up again, like they say, the lottery. 2 out of the 3 is going to be. 3 out of 3, you know, we would love to. You know, this is a learning planet. Again, odds get a little slimmer the more you add on to it. But you're going to be the guaranteed 3 out of 3 is going to be a change for all 3. Now, that's guaranteed. That's 100%. Probability of chances that is. All 3 of them are going to be changed. Either going to be coming in and changed, and the karmic might say, I'm going to be more karmic than ever before. After this, that's a change, is it not? Like you say, yeah, that's true. That's a change. Regardless, you're going to come out of it some kind of way. You're going to still, but all 3 of us, guarantee, all 3 of them is going to be changed. Now, is it going to be for the better? 1 out of 3 is going to be a better. 2 out of 3 chances is that. 3 out of 3 chances is getting much slimmer. No, but all 3 of them, that's a guarantee from Spirit saying, all 3 of them will be changed. Now, which way it's going to be, for the positive or the negative, that's up to the individual, they're saying. That's up to the individual. But I want you to know, and I'm putting it out there, the guys say, it's too late. It's out there. They brought to me about, thank you for bringing that back to me, Dad. You know, it's like once you get those packages, like some of those packages that you get from like Amazon, and, you know, I know a lot of times when you want to return things back to the store, my dad was really good in that. My dad could take things and pack that sucker back in there, and you would have never had known. You had to really kind of look at it well to say, okay, maybe the little edge of the little flap is a little kind of a little bit, but he has the knack that he could put that thing right back in there, all the little bubbling, the little compartment. He said, you over exaggerate now, but you did. But he could put the little packaging, you know, you put this compartment in there, and they got the little foam stuff around there and put it back in there. He had a knack that it looked like never could touch it. You take it right back to Walmart or Target and say, okay, I want my money back. Did you open it? No, be lying. But you did. she lied, you know, for that part. But next thing is that you know, and I have a knack for it too. It's a little bit. I'm not perfect. He said I'm not as bad, but then I can do it too. But you got to look at it just a little bit, and that's the same thing, just like that. You know, the divine masculine call himself, kind of putting it back in the packaging so nobody know it had been open or it had been used by the divine feminine. Both of them have used it. And trying to put it back in that relationship, trying to put it back in the bag. They ain't nobody used it. They did. So now the divine, and now the karmics look like, did you use it? Nah, ain't nobody used it. Nobody used it. Well, this feel like the divine feminine y'all been using. Oh, no, we ain't used this relationship. Oh, no, that been over with. That back over with back there in 1992. That was over with back there in 1992. I don't know what you talking about. And she looking at it. And she inspecting that box. And she looking at that box and saying, this got like, it ain't perfect. It got like a little lift up here on this part here. And you sure ain't nobody used it? The mind that, no, ain't nobody used that. I told you ain't nobody used it since 1992. Going back over there and here, you know, and going about your business. Don't worry about it. And she looking at it. And the karmic looking at it and said, look at it. The sucker that came open on its own. I thought he said ain't nobody even used this. It's been planted. It's too late. You can't put it back in the box. It has been opened. So that's what I'm gonna leave you all with. It's too late. It has been opened. It's out now. Like we used to have things, and I watched the movie. My mom, and that's a famous line. And the lady had told the other one, I think it was a English movie, and the young lady was black, and she found out she had given her up for adoption, and she didn't tell any of her family members. I remember that, and so she invited her over. She got to know her secretly, and then once once that she did get to know her, she's like, well, I'm gonna bring you over to the family for family dinner, and so then you know, and so she was trying to hide it still while they was having dinner, but then it came out and she's like, well, it's out now, dearie darling, it's out. You know, and it's like, you know, she was putting two and two together, and young lady, she was like, she was all hurt about how it all came down, but she was like, you know, she's sitting there, it's like, you know, I don't care how it came out, it just came out, it's just out now. So now, yes, that's my daughter, this is your brother, your sister, and it's just out. You know, and that's this where it's going to end up coming out. It's just out now. Now what do we do from this point on? And like I said, back to the divine masculine, the ball is in your court. It's for you to decide what you're going to do. Now, again, is it going to be the odds 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3, or 1 out of 3? Somebody's still going to keep on going on the divine path. Just one of you all, 2 of you all, or is it 3 of you all? The karmic going her way on her divine path, you going on your divine path, and the divine feminine going on a divine path. And is that divine path eventually going to end up with you all going on one? That's the choice. That's the choice that you've got to make at this point, divine masculine. So that's just kind of for you. This is a message to the divine masculines. Okay, all right there. So it's out now. And so now you got to make new choices. All right. Until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste. Namago. Love you.